Welcome to the Book Recap Show. Today, my dear friend, we dive into a beloved classic of Japanese storytelling, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time by Yasutaka Tsutsui. This is no ordinary tale. It is a story about a young girl who stumbles upon a mysterious power, the ability to leap through time itself. But what begins as an almost playful gift soon turns into a journey filled with wonder, responsibility, and lessons about life itself. Stay with me until the end, and you will walk away with a story that is both enchanting and deeply human. A reminder that time is precious, and love, above all, gives meaning to the days we are given. Our story begins in the hallways of a middle school. The world feels familiar, every day, even a little dull at times. Kazuko Yoshiyama, a bright and spirited girl, is cleaning up the science lab with her two close friends, the studious and imaginative Kazuo and the cheerful, stocky Goro. The science lab, with its jars of specimens, skeletons, and strange chemicals, was the kind of place most students avoided. But Kazuko wasn't the type to be afraid. She was brave, curious, and perhaps just a little stubborn. But that day, something unusual stirred in that room. A noise. A shadow, the smell of lavender drifting mysteriously through the air. And then a crash of glass. Kazuko fainted. And when she awoke, nothing in her world would ever be the same. In the days that followed, Kazuko felt odd. Her body felt strangely light, as if she were floating. And then it happened. In a moment of danger, standing before the oncoming weight of a truck, Kazuko closed her eyes, bracing for the end. But instead of pain, she awoke safe in her own bed. The day rewound, as if time itself had folded back upon her. She had leapt through time. At first, she could hardly believe it. Could it have been a dream? But it happened again and again. Time was no longer a river carrying her forward. It was a thread she could jump across. My dear friend, imagine being her age, standing at the edge of life's possibilities, suddenly gifted with the power to escape mistakes, to undo accidents, to rewrite the smallest or even the biggest of moments. Would you feel wonder or fear? Kazuko's time leaps were not neat and tidy. They came with strange visions, unsettling dreams, and a creeping sense that she had crossed into something beyond human understanding. The lavender scent, always lingering, became a key. It tied her power to the mysterious incident in the science lab. Somewhere, somehow, that moment unlocked her gift. But with every leap came consequences. If she avoided one danger, she would land in another. If she skipped one embarrassment, she might stumble into a greater one. Time, it seemed, was not hers to control lightly. And isn't that true in our own lives as well? We often wish we could undo our mistakes. Turn back the clock just a few minutes, a few days, a few years. But the truth is, life is meant to be lived forward, not backward. And every choice, even the painful ones, shapes us into who we are. At the heart of the story are Kazuko's friendships, with Kazuo, thoughtful and mysterious, and with Goro, cheerful and grounded. These two boys are very different, yet they anchor Kazuko's world. As Kazuko experimented with her powers, her relationships with them grew complicated. She wanted to tell them. She wanted to share the burden of her secret. But who would believe such a wild story? And so she carried it alone, watching her friends laugh, play baseball, and walk home from school as if nothing had changed, while she knew that time itself was bending beneath her feet. It is in these moments, when we carry something deep and unspoken, that we often feel most alone. And yet, it is also when friendship becomes most precious. But then came the great revelation, the truth hidden until the later pages that shook Kazuko's world. Kazuo was not just her friend. He was someone, or rather something, far more extraordinary. He had come from the future, and the lavender scent, the strange experiments, the time leaps, all of it was tied to him. And suddenly, her feelings toward him deepened. No longer was he just the quiet dreamer by her side. He was someone carrying the weight of another world, another time. And soon, she realized, he would have to leave. Ah, my dear friend, here is where the story becomes more than fantasy. For isn't this the truth of life? That sometimes those we love the most are only with us for a season. And the beauty of that season is made sharper, more radiant, because we know it cannot last forever. Kazuo explained that he could not remain in her time. His presence had already disturbed the balance, and so, with a heart heavy and tender, Kazuko listened as he spoke of leaving. She begged him to stay. She wanted more time, more days of walking home from school together, more evenings filled with laughter, more unspoken moments that carried the sweetness of first love. But time, relentless and unyielding, would not bend to her will. Their parting was bittersweet, for though Kazuo would vanish from her days, the memory of him, the lessons he brought, and the feeling of love awakened within her, those would remain forever. And sometimes a memory is its own kind of time travel. So, what, my dear listener, does the girl who leapt through time truly teach us? That life is fragile, that every day matters, that love, friendship, and even loss are the very fabric of what makes life beautiful. Kazuko thought she was given the gift of time to change the past, but in truth, the gift was to open her eyes to the present, to notice her friends, her family, the sunlight on the way to school, the laughter after a game of baseball. We do not need to leap through time to find meaning. We only need to look at the time we already have and cherish it. And so, the girl who leapt through time ends, not with a grand victory, but with a gentle reminder that life is fleeting, that love is precious, that every moment is worth living fully. My dear friend, as you listen to this, take a moment to breathe in the present. Think of those you love. Think of the memories you hold dear. And remember, time may move forward, but the heart can leap anywhere it chooses. Thank you for listening to this recap of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Subscribe for more, and let's keep walking together through the wisdom of stories.